UFC Fight Night 127 here in London. Fabricio Werdum, Alexander Volkov. Listen, no secret who the favorite is here. It's Fabricio Werdum, the former UFC champion, rightfully so. I do see Volkov as a danger. There's no question. His size, his length, his reach, that's problematic for anybody. And it seems like he's gaining confidence and getting better in his UFC run. But I got to go with Werdum here. Listen, I think he's too much. He's finishing up a fantastic career, but he wants one more shot at that title. I think he's going to get this fight to the ground, and I think he's going to get a submission.
I think Fabricio isn't going to want to stand in the striking department for too long in this fight. I think he does look to get it to the ground. That's no easy task against Volkov. We've seen him be able to stop takedowns from the likes of Roy Nelson, multiple other fighters that I wouldn't say have better wrestling abilities than Fabricio Werdum, but Werdum is a tricky guy. I think he eventually finds a way over the course of the 5 rounds to get this to the mat, and I think he submits Volkov somewhere in those middle rounds between the 2nd and 4th. I think we see Fabricio Werdum keep rolling back towards that heavyweight title.
Volkov's been flying under the radar so far as a UFC heavyweight, but he's making his way up the rankings, and he's by far the bigger man. We saw them face off today at Media Day, and the size difference was quite surprising. However, you can't ignore the CV of Fabricio Werdum. The resume is just too good to ignore. He has defeated a who's who of heavyweight mixed martial arts, and when it all comes down to it, I think he has the skills that are going to pay the bills on Saturday night. Werdum gets it done inside the distance by submission.
Going into this fight, there is a lot to like about Alexander Volkov. There's the obvious height and reach advantage. He is a solid striker. That said, he doesn't really have that one-punch knockout power that I see necessary to take out Werdum. Even if Werdum does get rocked, even if he does go down to the canvas, I can see him coming back and possibly even submitting the Russian off of his back. So even though I wouldn't count out Volkov completely, I do think he does have a solid chance of perhaps winning a decision or maybe a late TKO. I still have got to give this to a more experienced and well-rounded Werdum, who I do see winning this by a submission around the 2nd or 3rd round.
Don't underestimate Volkov. He's got a nice win streak of his own, a former Bellator champion, and he's someone that is now starting to build some notoriety for, putting together some finishes and some wins here in the UFC. Having said that, I'm going to go for the veteran, the more experienced guy in Werdum. I expect him to get a late finish or take it by points on decision.